G'day folks, and a very warm welcome to you wherever you are around the world. My name's Jackson, I'm joining you live from Sydney, Australia. Folks, I'd first like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land in which we're presenting to you today from, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and of course like to extend my respects to elders past and present. So joining me today is my lovely co-host Maddie. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good.
Welcome.
Jackson. Thanks for having me. And a very warm welcome to our Facebook Live. It's great to have you joining us because today we're going to explore how to create awesome websites from scratch. With Canva, you can actually plan, build, launch, and run a website for free. Want to see what I'm talking about?
Please, let's do it.
Let's do it.
What a beautiful reel. We're obsessed with that. So folks, it's website month here at Canva, and we've asked you, what do you want to learn about Canva websites? And funnily enough, creating a website from scratch was one of the top requests. So we've asked lovely Maddie here today, because as a designer, she's an expert and an absolute whiz in creating websites and portfolios. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely, Jackson. So the great thing about Canva Website Builder is that it brings all the ease of designing in Canva into website creation. So I'm looking forward to answering some questions from our community today, from people like Hessel, who asked, how do I create a website from start to finish? And Tammy, who wants to know everything there is to know about websites. So you'll both find out more in just a moment.
Of course they will, and that sounds absolutely amazing. We're going to cover three things. Firstly, the first steps to creating your lovely website. Secondly, starting your website and incorporating brand elements. We're obsessed with elements, aren't we, Maddie?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then lastly, we'll finish with publishing your website and purchasing a domain. I didn't even know you could do that on Canva. I'm excited to learn.
Yes, it's so easy.
Alrighty, Maddie, let's get started. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. So, did you know it's actually super easy to create a website using Canva? There's no coding or technical expertise needed. And a really cool use for Canva websites is to actually make your own branded portfolio. So online portfolios are awesome because they showcase your achievements and work in a visual and interesting way. I have a sample resume today, and I'm going to show you step by step how we can take this resume and turn it into a visually engaging portfolio.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so let's jump into the editor and I'll show you how to get started. We're going to translate Lee's resume here. So Lee is a marketing assistant. So he's just got his beautiful resume here with his work experience, his education history. He's got all of his contact information and everything. And he's applied his branding, which I think just looks really sleek and professional. So I'm going to take that and apply it to the website. So I'm going to start, I'll just jump back to the homepage so you can see this process again. I'm on the homepage. I'm going to go to templates. You can create your own one from scratch by going to create a design and selecting website, but I'm choosing a template because it will make it nice and responsive for mobile. So I'll just jump in here and type in portfolio website. Here we go. Now Canva has some really great ones already, and I'm going to just choose this one. So I can see the preview here. It looks great. It's going to be a really good one to showcase all of his projects. And when I go in to customize this template, I can actually use the preview mode. This is really helpful for websites. So if I go to preview, I'm going to show you how it looks on mobile. So this is why I've chosen to go template, because when we go to mobile, it's set up perfectly. It's stacking so nicely. It looks really, really good. So that's why I want to start with this template. I also think this template just looks so nice and professional, so really good.
It truly does, and Digital MP agrees. Wow, this is amazing. It's the future of design, and it's a very, very bright future at that.
Yeah,
so we're excited.
absolutely. It's so cool. Now, if you are new to using the website feature, I just want to highlight this navigation on the left, this little toolbar here. So this is how you can move pages up and down. You can add some notes here. You can lock things. You can duplicate pages, delete pages, and add some more pages. So again, I've chosen a template, but I can customize that all with this little toolbar here. And the other thing I want to show you is if I select a page, it will actually let me resize them using these handles. So really cool if you want to have a banner or if you want to have a header or a footer. Really, really handy.
Exactly, and Rebecca loves mobile view.
Yes.
We're obsessed with it.
So good, Rebecca. I love it as well. The other thing that I just want to point out, the margins here in the website. So with the margins, definitely try and keep your text within the margins. So you can see here this template's been created with keeping all of it in there. It just provides a nice safe zone for the website. You can have your images or graphics bleeding over into onto the edge, but it's really good to keep your text there so it doesn't get lost. That's the first rundown, the first tip. I've chosen this template, as I said, because I think it will work well for the portfolio. And in the next tip, I'm going to show you how to customize this and apply a brand kit. So now we're at the good part. We're going to show you our second tip, and it's how to style your website. So we're going to add all the lovely bits to it. So let's get going. So as I said, I've got Lee's resume here, and I want it to have the same look and feel when I actually bring it over to the website. So I have actually pulled in some of his information already, just for the sake of today to keep things moving. So I'll just show you, I've brought in like a little bit of a bio here. Really nice to have a personal touch for portfolio websites. So I've made that nice and direct from Lee. And then moving down, I've actually customized the template to incorporate some of his projects. So this gives a nice overview of him and 3 projects here. Keep your portfolio websites short and succinct. If you think about it, like someone's got to scroll through this, especially if they're looking on a mobile view. And if they're just like scrolling and scrolling forever, it's just a lot. So yeah, keep it nice and succinct. So I'm going to show you how to apply the brand kit. So if I come here, I can notice that Lee is using a couple of different fonts. So he's used Horizon for his name, and then he's got Prompt Medium and Prompt Light, and he's also got Prompt Bold. So just using like one key font choice for all the information, but he's used different weights of it. And then he's used Horizon as his sort of like logo in a way, which is a really nice feature as well.
It's a lovely text. We're obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I've actually set up the brand kit. So if you're new to using brand kits, it's a very easy process to set it up. I actually chose the colors with the eyedropper tool and put them in. So I'll just show you that really quickly. I can go to the document colors here, select the eyedropper. Love this blue so much that Lee's using, and it gives me the code here for that blue. So I can copy and paste that into the brand kit. And he's also using this off-white that I've also copied in as well. You can load brand kits in by using this drop-down arrow and loading them in, and it will also load in any fonts as well. So I've applied his fonts to it. Yeah, so it's ready to go. So we'll jump in here, and I'll show you that in action. So for this first page, I think I'm actually going to just remove the photo and keep it nice and clean. And then I'm going to change the background color. So I'll just select that, and I'll use that lovely blue.
That's my favorite color.
Yeah.
Prussian blue, royal blue. We're obsessed.
I love it as well. It's so beautiful.
So you can do my website after this, please,
Yeah.
Maddie. Thank you.
It's a great choice by Lee. So I'm going to click and drag to select this text, and I'm just going to hold shift while I move it over just so it stays in line, and we've got nice alignment happening here. And I'll do the same here. I'm just going to click and drag. Sorry if it's not showing up right now clearly for you because we've got it still in black, but I'll just move it all over. Yeah, here we go. Just shift this over, shimmy it over. Now, I will just click and drag to select all of the text and that little line element. and I'll change the text color to that off-white. So there we go, you can see it a bit better, I hope. And while it's all selected, I'll also check that little line down under the email me is selected as well. Okay, now I'll jump in and get all this information.
Gorgeous. I love a shortcut, and so does Heather. I never knew you could do that.
Yeah, it's so good.
And Debbie's amazed as well. By shortcuts, they're obsessed.
So good. So I'm going to select all of this. So I've actually, another shortcut for you, I've gone Command A to select all the text here. And then I'll go Command C to copy it across, and I'll click into the text box and Command V. So I've got his marketing assistant title. Going back into here, I want to grab his name. So again, Command C and Command V over here to apply it.
We love a shortcut, and Omar says, that's lit. We're obsessed. Thank you, mate.
I'll now apply his fonts to all of this. I've just resized it down because his name's a little bit longer. So as I said, because I've applied my brand kit, his fonts will actually show up when I go to the fonts. So I want to apply Horizon to his name. That was the one that he was using in his resume. And for the other text, so I'm going to hold Shift while I click to select all of these. And I'm going to do the prompt light was the one that he had on there as well. So that's the first page. It's looking really nice already. I think we're keeping true to Lee's resume. Now I'll go through and apply the branding to the rest of it as well. So for here, for these sort of bigger headings, he was using prompt bold. So I'll go prompt bold. And I love the change all feature so much in Canva. So if I just hit change all, it's going to apply it to the other headings. You'll see it go here. So it applied it down here, really nice. And then the other font choice he was using was the prompt medium for everything else. So again, I'll change all to that. And the last thing that I want to do is actually change the color to blue, because as you can see, his text over here was all in blue. So again, I'll just go here and select blue and go change all, and that's applied it all the way down. I love this.
I didn't even know there was the change all feature. I use websites every day here.
I know.
So thank you, Maddie.
There you go, game changer, Jackson. And the next thing, I just need to change the element color. So I'll select one of the elements and I'll go here and I'll change that, and again go change all. So very cool.
Absolutely.
Check out the change all feature if you haven't tried it
Melanie
already.
can't wait to jump in. Absolutely loving this.
Yay.
And give it a try.
Great, Melanie. So the next thing that I want to do is I'll add a headshot for Lee. So I think, again, a really, really nice personal touch for portfolio websites is having a headshot. So I'll just delete this image out, and I've actually prepared one earlier of Lee. And I actually used Canva's background remover so that I could use his image but give him the same blue of his branding, which I think is just really nice. Again, as I said, you can go out of the margins with an image, but just keep your text within that. So we've kind of got that going over into the margin now. Cool, so the next thing I actually want to show you is just keeping this really nice for mobile. So that can be one of the tricks when you start designing with websites in Canva, is just looking how it looks in the desktop preview, and it can look very different in the mobile preview. So I just want to show you a couple of little tips here that will help you with that. So at the moment, like this page, we've got the image and the text boxes are all sitting separately. So when I want this on mobile, I want them to stack on top of each other. So I do want to have them going one after the other. But if we just preview this now in mobile,
It's going to look sad, isn't it?
it's going to be a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
look.
Melanie said, we're not obsessed with that.
We are not obsessed with that. So I've got the images everywhere, the text is everywhere. It's really not how I pictured it. So I'm going to show you how we can improve that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is group these sections together, and that will really optimize it for mobile. So I want to click and drag my mouse to select the areas that I want with the image and the two text boxes. And then there is the group button that will appear. So I can go group. Another little shortcut is Command G to group it. So
There you go.
there you go. So I'll just click and drag to select all of those and group, click and drag and select and group. And now, when I go to preview it on mobile, it's looking how I wanted it. There
Everyone from home, a round of applause from wherever you're tuning in from. That looks great.
Yeah, so good. And I'll show you something because like this can really trip people up. So what can happen is if you have text overlapping an element or an image, or you have elements overlapping each other, websites will try and keep those together when you go to your mobile view. So you might even not know that it's happening. So for instance, when we saw on mobile, this was stacking on top of each other. If I actually just extend this text box over and it's overlapping that image, and I might not see that when it's not selected, so I can't actually see that the text box is overlapping. If I go to preview now,
it's going to look a bit wonky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's trying to keep that together, and it's just it's just not ideal because that text size is so small. Imagine seeing that on your mobile. Like, it would just be really hard to read. So as much as you possible, try and keep things stacking. Just look out for anything that might be overlapping and affecting your mobile view. So I'll just finish off the branding here. So I'm just removing that last image. And I just want to click and drag to select all of that again. I'll change that to white and change this to the blue. And this is looking sleek. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is actually adding navigation here. So when I go into the preview feature, I'll just go into the desktop mode. Canva has a really handy navigation feature. So you can click here and you can look at it without navigation or navigation. So Canva's standard styling is like this. So really handy. Again, I can just click down and it will take me through. So that's a nice feature to have, is some navigation. I can actually show you really quickly how to add your own navigation if you want to have it in your own styling. So Lee's got, this email me button. It'd be really nice if that linked to where his email was on that last page. So if I go back, I can click on the word. So you could have a word or you can have an element, and you can click on that and you can go to link, and then you can put in a URL here, or you can actually link it to a page. So I'm going to link it to that contact page. So I'll link it to there, and I can just test that it's linking by clicking on this and see it's taking me down there. So someone will be able to see his email address. So there we go. We've styled the website. We've got all of that happening.
Okay, folks, how cool is that? You can create a digital portfolio in just a few simple steps. Okay, folks, if you've just joined us, we're about to deep dive into our third and final tip in our website series. Maddie, tell us, mate, what is our third and final tip you'll be sharing with us today?
Well, now everyone's getting pretty good at websites. We've learned how to style it. We've learned how to set it up, but your project isn't truly done until you publish it. So my final tip for today is actually publishing your website and how you can get a domain for it as well. So when you are ready to publish your website, there's this big button here you can go to, Publish Website. And here you'll be given the option again, so you can see what it looks like with or without navigation. So I'll keep mine without because I put in that little link for Lee. And here you will see options of free domain, purchasing a new domain, and using an existing domain. So I just want to let you know, you have to be the admin for your account to see these settings. So if you're not seeing that, that's probably why. But you can choose to use a free domain through Canva. You can purchase one through Canva. Or if you actually have a domain from another existing website, you can actually bring that in and link it as well.
Gorgeous.
So I just want to let you know, with the domains, with having a live site, if you have a pro subscription to Canva, you will have unlimited live sites. If you have a free account, you'll only be able to have 5 live sites at once. So I just want to show you, first of all, the step of purchasing a new domain. It's so easy through Canva. It's so cool that it's actually all within Canva. So I'll go here and I will check if Lee Andrews' portfolio
I've got a good
is
feeling about
available. It is, so we could have leeandrewsportfolio.com. There are some other options as well, so you can choose which one you'd like to claim. It tells you the price, And then if you go claim, you can put in all of your payment details and everything, but I won't do that in front
You don't
of
want
the
to show your
Facebook
personal
Live.
card? Melanie says this integration is next level, and we totally agree with you.
Yes,
We're obsessed.
it is next level. It is amazing. For the purpose of today, I'm going to show you with a free domain. So I'll just click on this and I'll go continue. So first of all, you can change the setting of your URL. So I'll just go to this little icon here and I'll go Lee Andrews Portfolio. And then in the browser tab preview, that is what will appear at the top of your tabs. So just make sure to edit that as well, because if you've used a template to start with, it will probably have the title of your template in there. So just set that as something more personal. Then you can add a website description. Down here, there are some other permissions. So you can actually have a password protected website as well, which is quite cool if there's something you need to protect with that.
Good for all the artists out there. If you ever need to send a
Yes.
portfolio for an art prize or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can go publish. So let's take this live.
What did Abraham Lincoln say? The best you can predict is the future is to create it. That's so true, much like a website.
Thank you, Abraham Lincoln. All right, here we go. So our website is live.
Okay,
Let's
drum
have
roll,
a
folks,
view.
from home.
Woo! Thank you. There's Lee's portfolio website. It's looking great. So really, really nice. Now, the last thing I'll just mention as well, if you have a pro account with Canva, you'll be able to see insights as well for the website once it's gone live. So you can see views, the traffic, the engagement, like any countries that is coming from. So again, really, really amazing that it offers all of this. So that was my final tip for today. Now you're all ready to create and publish your own websites.
We do have a bunch more questions coming through in the community, so let's jump in. Maddie, are you ready for question time?
Yes, ready for questions.
Okay, question number 1. Is the animation function possible to be applied to websites?
Not yet. It is coming soon, but you can definitely add like text, photos, videos, and graphics. But yeah, animation is still to come.
Amazing. I didn't even know it was coming. That's exciting.
Yeah, super exciting.
Okay, Laura has a great question. Do you have navigation so that it's just not on one page?
I believe that is also coming. So at the moment, we have just that one-page navigation, that continuous scroll. Very handy, especially for portfolio websites. I think it is nice to have it in a one-page view. But I do believe that that is something that is possibly coming, is to have some secondary pages.
There you go. You know. I'm going to come to you
I
with all the launches. Melanie, hello, has asked, any video inlays possible?
Yes, you can put video into it, yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Absolutely.
Yolanda's back again. Just asked a very good question last time as well. Yolanda wants a portfolio template for writers.
Yeah, great question, Yolanda. So check out the portfolio websites that are already there. There are some really, really great options. And as always, you can definitely have that as your starting point and just add your own flair to it. So yeah.
Amazing. We've got some questions about pricing plans, re-websites. So Chris has asked, how much does a hosting cost? And then Jen has asked, where can I find website pricing plans?
So for that, payment options are available when you go to publish. So you can check it out there. I'm not fully across all the different pricing, but definitely check it out when you go to publish.
Speaking of publishing, readers ask, can you edit websites once it's published?
Yes, you can, but it will sort of re-update it. So you might have seen on my screen it said you can edit your website once it's published. So you can actually do that.
Yeah, republishing, we love it.
Yeah.
Mandy has asked, do you recommend solid backgrounds for website portfolios rather than pattern designs? This is a good question.
This is a really great question. Personally, I would say solid backgrounds are great. You always want to be thinking about contrast when you are working in websites. So thinking about someone needs to easily be able to read that on screen. So if you've got patterns obstructing the text and everything, it might just be a bit too much going on, especially in a mobile view when everything's a lot smaller, it could get a bit busy. So I would definitely recommend having a solid background color. That is to say though, if you wanted to resize a page and have a little banner section, you could add a pattern into there, maybe just not have any text across it. But yeah,
Totally.
have a play.
And this is me having zero design chops. If you own a pattern design business, maybe a pattern background's the thing,
Yeah.
you know? And, anyway, let's finish with that. Folks, thank you so much for joining today, and a massive, massive, massive thank you to Maddie
Thanks for
showing
having
us
me.
her design skills. We'll see you next time. See ya.
See ya.